it's really a nice thing to see that the humanity we preach, a lot of us still practice it.
Amazing.
So to House of Royal House of Excellencies, I say congratulations.
Well
again.
done.
And yesterday was my younger brother's birthday, the immediate one after me.
This
October don't go everywhere.
So all right, TMO speaks in blue. What's going on today? Do you people plan it?
You understand? People should start very well.
It's so amazing. What's up? How's your weekend?
My weekend was packed, you know. I did not do majority of the Hallelujah Challenge, but there was just one that I did. It was the favored one, the one with Pastor Lawrence Oyo and Apostle Joshua Selma, and I was dancing. I saw
your video you posted, yeah.
Then I finished, and the next day, one son had malaria. That same day, one son broke his hand. Like, broke. And you just know that when God has already blessed you, the devil wants you to get worried. What did I do the next day? We started dancing again. So yesterday I was in Igbobi. Thank you, Dr. Nwachuku. Thank you to the entire Igbobi Annex Amenities family, because we were there all through yesterday. So he has done POP. Now we are saying he's scratching me. He's hot. The hand is paining me and all of that.
It's healing already.
Yeah, but it's just so painful as a mother to see your child cry. Like he was crying. He was crying before they even had. He was like, I don't know what. Like, it's just so painful. He was just so. I was like, oh God. I felt like crying with him. You know, I don't even know what to do. But we thank God for where we are right now.
Yeah, thank God for you. Raising boys is not easy.
Jumping and jumping.
It's not easy.
I did not break anything in my life.
They took some from you.
I brought plates and cups and spoons and all of that. But it's Monday, 27th. We have started our massive Awoof clearance sales. All outfits are going for 10,000. All wigs are going for 25,000. The human hair wigs are going for 50% discounted. Skincare 50% discounted. So I did a video on the skincare. I think that I posted it yesterday, where I was talking about why I decided to go into skincare business. For many years I've used different products, you know, good high-end products, but I was looking for that thing that would not have any adverse effects in the future. I'm thinking about my future and my children, and many of these things have carcinogens, they have chemicals and all of that. So I decided to do locally made skincare products that would work for you. You see the results. It is slow because it's natural. There's no, so if you're looking for 2 days glow,
3 days
I will not give you. 3 days whitening, I will not give you. But over time, you will see my skin is a living example of what, because I use my products, my husband uses my products, my children, my friends also use my products. TMO here uses the product. Amaka uses the product. Many people use the product. So just support us. Let's see how we can do things more naturally.
Support local brands.
Yes, support local brands. Okay, let's take a short break. When we come back, we do the newspapers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. We'll be starting the newspaper reviews with The Nation. Major headline: National Assembly Constitution Review Panel proposes 6 new states. Supreme Court Justice worried about lawyers' poor legal knowledge. Nigeria records over $50 billion in cryptocurrency trading. Police uncover baby factory in Ondo. Rice price crashes across Lagos markets. NECO opens UK exam center for Nigerians in diaspora. Dangote Refinery eyes 55 billion US turnover on 1.4 million BPD expansion. What stories do we have?
Okay, so I have the rice prices, of course. The News Agency of Nigeria had this report where they went around markets in Lagos from my 12 to Festac to Oyigbo, you know, to all the major markets, and even the arena market at Oshodi. And they report that, you know, a 50 kg bag of rice is now selling between 55,000 naira and 70,000 naira based on the, you know, brands and, you know, across brands, but there's no brand extremely higher than 70,000 naira. And this report, of course, captures how it is seen by the marketers as well as consumers. So consumers, of course, are dancing at reduced prices, means that we can easily purchase, increases our purchasing power. But the marketers are complaining that, you know, most of them stocked up at 80,000 to 85,000 per bag, per 50 kg bags, and now they have to sell because there's a huge drop in price, fall in prices.
They have to sell at a loss.
Yes, the government had intervened in the rice markets, you know, giving farmers some form of, I'm trying to get what was done for the local farmers, you know, and this improved local production and, you know, affected a lot of other businesses. Even importation, government had opened and, you know, giving a waiver to, you know, to importers of certain foodstuff, including rice. And this, of course, is now translating to what we're seeing now. Farmers are able to plant easily, local production has improved greatly, and imports also increased. So the market is hugely competitive now, but most marketers are confused as to how to, you know,
proceed.
They have plenty witness stories in the paper about how they bought, how it's easy to store, and how they've stored, but now they don't know how to make their profit. You know,
it's
and
painful,
so it's a lost season.
Yeah.
We used to have gain season,
Yeah.
I think between January and March, and this is lost season. I wish them all well. Even I had stopped. The last 50 kg bag I sold was at 90,000. So imagine that I was keeping that stock. Yeah, so I had to stop.
This sale I'm doing, is it not at a loss? So it happens in business.
So the government is trying to make things easier for the people. Some way, some people will cover for it. But I hope that they will now capture those of them who are in the business of distribution and find a way to.
Thank you, government. To December rice is sure like this.
Better by now.
I was giving away spaghetti and semo.
I gave away
This gave away yam because of rice was expensive. So this year maybe rice would.
I have the story that says Nigeria records over $50 billion in cryptocurrency trading.
Oh, wow.
And yes, over $50 billion worth of cryptocurrency transactions were conducted in Nigeria between July 2023 and June 2024, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has said. According to the capital market regulator, the volume reflects the growing sophistication and risk appetite of Nigerian investors outside the traditional capital markets. The Director General of the SEC, Dr. Emomoti Miyagama, stated this in the lead newspaper titled Evaluating the Nigerian Capital Markets Master Plan 2015 to 2025, presented at the annual conference of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers. Agama also said, and he described in his words, that no fewer than 3 million Nigerians invest in the capital markets, more than 60 million engage in daily gambling activities, spending an estimated $5.5 million every day. He says this reveals a paradox and appetite for risk clearly exists, but not in the trust or access to channel that energy into productive investments. So there's really a rise in betting, in cryptocurrency. I know a lot of people who just, if they want to even send you money, they're talking about, do you have a wallet? And I'm like, people have shipped from the bank that we already know.
To be asking for wallets now.
I beg you.
So I took this story. Men of the Ondo State Police Command have uncovered a suspected baby factory and human trafficking syndicate operating in Ore, Odigbo, local government area of the state. The discovery followed investigation by operatives attached to the gender-based violence, that's the GBV unit, after a young pregnant girl escaped from captivity and reported the case to the police. The public relations officer of the command, Olushola, disclosed this, said the baby factory was discovered after a 17-year-old girl from Ikotekpan in Akwa Ibom State reported at one police division. According to him, the young girl reported that she was trafficked to Ondo State under the false promise of employment, but said upon arrival she was taken to a clinic which later turned out to be a baby factory where several other pregnant girls were kept against their will. He said the young girl recounted how she and other victims were subjected to inhumane treatment and were being exploited by the operators of the illegal facility. The girl recounted how the owner of the establishment, a female, instructed that she be taken to another hospital for medical scan, but she said she escaped and reported the matter to the police. So he said men of the state command had stormed the suspected location in a well-coordinated operation and rescued 5 pregnant girls and a baby boy believed to have been born within the facility. So they also said that one of the victims had already given birth and is currently receiving postnatal care at the General Hospital in Ore. The remaining rescued victims are now safe in protective custody of the command, where they are receiving medical attention, counseling, and necessary support. This is a good one by the police. Yes,
very good one.
Well done.
Justice being served.
Yeah.
I have the story from NECO. I was very curious. I had another story before, but immediately I said I must take this story. So NECO has opened a UK exam center for Nigerians in diaspora. I'm like, hello, is that what's
going on?
But then, reading through the story, I realized that it aligns with the agenda to provide Nigerians, even in diaspora, opportunity to have exam and even take NECO, which is the National Examination Council Global. So we already have 7 international centers. We have centers in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, and in Burkina Faso. But they are saying they also want to get approval for, they are awaiting accreditation in Egypt and Burkina Faso, but they are in Saudi Arabia and about 7 other countries. He explained that the London Center would empower Nigerians abroad, it will promote national pride and strengthen the global recognition for NECO certificates. And it's important because sometimes people, some international schools disregard the NECO senior secondary exams results. They don't take the result from NECO seriously. So this would position for NECO to be taken seriously. But apart from that, many Nigerians within Nigeria said don't even take NECO or WAEC. They're busy taking international exams. So it's good to know that as you are taking international, Nigerians international are taking local. So it's a good one.
Yeah. All right, let's move on now to the Daily Sun. Major headlines: States creation, Nigerians divided over National Assembly approval. Hypertension threatens future of Nigerian young adults. This is cardiologist who said this. Dangote applauds Tinubu's reforms, project $55 billion annual revenue. Airpeace begins Abuja London Heathrow flight operations. Q1 Access Holding records 42.4 trillion in total assets growth. And Unijust students kill buries mates in shallow grave. Wow. Who has that? I have
the story.
Hey, tell us.
So 2 students who are friends and live in an off-campus apartment, they are also into music. They had gone after classes to a music recording. They had gone to play football, and after that went to their music studio, recorded, and went back home. Now these students, the one who was murdered is Peter Mafoyai. Is a 300-level student of the Department of Banking and Finance, and he was killed by Nampon Timnan, a 200-level student of agriculture of the same university. And as they came back home, Nampon had gone to get a machete. And he came back, and some of their neighbors were asking, what do you need it for? What do you need it for? The next thing, he went in and struck his friend one time and killed that one. So students camped everywhere to go get the police. Before they came back, he dug a shallow grave and buried his friend.
Oh, was my goodness.
In the right mind?
We don't know.
Maybe he was under the
so the police came, and they invited all the friends, of course, and got him arrested. And they said till now they don't have a clear motive for what he did, but some are suspecting that maybe something went wrong at the studio recording that they had gone. Hey. It's just a painful.
We'll take a short break. When we come back, the paper reviews continue. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
The second edition of the Niger Delta Games is loading and set to unfold the next thrilling chapter.
Lagos to the world. TVC Communications has been nominated for its very first international award, the prestigious AIB. It's a recognition of our voice, vision, innovation, and relentless drive to push beyond boundaries. TVC Communications, Nigerian excellence on the world stage.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to eSplash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
You I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha. I know that.
I go shoot out for you.
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going. It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced,
even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith,
believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Now hope
they carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit no fit scatter.
Hope now that pikin where they read ABCD
and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope now the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for her. Naija,
your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast, play smart, win big. Quick Cash, the game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for Quick Cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it. You'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Welcome back. We're still reviewing the papers. Daily Sun, it is.
Yes, the story I have says the Nigeria first policy key to security, national security, CPPE. The Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, has described the Nigeria First policy as a national economic security agenda with the potential to drive inclusive growth and structural transformation across multiple sectors. The director of the center, Dr. Musa Yusuf, stated this in a brief on the Nigeria First policy, where he lamented that despite the nation's abundant natural and human resource, Nigeria continues to grapple with deep structural economic weakness, including heavy import dependence, weak domestic production, low value addition, and fragile foreign exchange positioning. According to Yusuf, the policy is a bold and strategic initiative aimed at tackling these vulnerabilities by placing domestic economic interest at the heart of national development. He also explained that the policy would reduce reliance on imports, strengthen the country's economic base, and protect it from global market shock. Beyond being an industrial strategy, Yusuf also said the initiative will conserve foreign exchange, help stabilize the naira, enhance macroeconomic stability, and minimize external exposure. So he says we should all adopt the Nigeria first, just like Tokpe said, patronize Nigeria. By the time we keep doing that consistently, we will notice that they, of course, will grow and there will be improvements.
So let me take a short story that aligns with buying Nigeria, because Air Peace has proudly said that they now have a flight from Abuja to Heathrow. So previously, it's only Lagos that goes to Heathrow. They did not have a flight from Abuja to Heathrow. So the good news now is, yes, people can actually go from, they say the Nigerian aviation, they've recorded another milestone. On Sunday, the Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, led delegations and dignitary on Air Peace inaugural direct flight from Abuja to London Heathrow Airport. And the flight departed from Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, obviously in Abuja, and got them into Heathrow, which is the world's busiest airport. And it's one of the things they've wanted to do, because before they could only go to Gatwick, but now they can go to, they said today's success is proof that we can build a resilient private sector if we give them the right environment. So somehow, Festus Keyamo, I'm beginning to feel you're working, even though
he is now.
So that's not a minister you should have called.
I wasn't calling him out now. I had called him out when he was appointed. That why would they make a lawyer from law?
I join you there.
So I was waiting, but I'm now saying that guys, well done. He's passionate about
to Air Peace as well. I flew them for the first time last time, and it was an okay experience. It was good. We'll get there. It wasn't bad, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yes, we appreciate
continuous support to make them better.
Yeah. So Vanguard, major headline: NECA man Nasima rejects Senate's NSITF takeover. Nigeria loses $6.8 billion to oil production shortfalls in 8 months. Dangote expands refinery capacity to 1.4 million barrels per day. Despite court order, Lagos demolishes over 70 houses in Oworoshoki. Serap to NNPCL accounts for missing $22.3 billion and $49.7 million, 14.3 million pounds and 5.2 million euros, all funds. Access Holdings gross earnings up by 13.8% to 2.5 trillion. Resident doctors declare indefinite nationwide strike from October 31st.
Yes, resident doctors.
You have it?
Yes, I do have it.
You have resident doctors?
I do have
That's why she's lecking.
Because that was the last one. Resident doctors now, they say they want to strike. And the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NAD, has declared a total, comprehensive and indefinite strike beginning at 11:59 p.m. on Friday, October 31st, 2025, following the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum earlier issued the federal government. In a statement signed by NAD President Dr. Muhammad Usman Suleiman, the association said the decision was reached after a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council NEC meeting, where members unanimously directed the National Officers Committee, NOC, to commence industrial action over government's failure to address the long-standing demands. And in their, they released the news on their X handle, and it read, 29 days ago, you gave the National Officers Committee the mandate to lead our noble association and a second mandate of a 30-day ultimatum to the federal government on our demands. I am happy to report that we have carried out the mandate with grace and confidence. Today, after a 5-hour extraordinary National Executive Council NEC meeting, members of NEC have issued new marching orders to us once again. The NEC has unanimously directed us to declare a total, comprehensive and indefinite strike action to commence on Friday, October 31st, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. We have reported to NEC, and NEC has decided this NOC will carry out this directive and to its latter and in full compliance. Make nobody sick this period.
In fact, I have the demolition, and I'm going to take it from the Tribune angle, because it was from there their lawyer spoke, Femi Falana, representing the residents of Oworo who were affected. He said that, you know, the Lagos State government, against a court order that was issued last Thursday, an interim court order that, you know, was stopping the demolition of the properties or further demolition of the properties in Oworo, went ahead with a 50-man squad or thereabout, firing tear gas in the night, and they demolished over 100 properties in Oworo Shoki. And I don't support doing things against rule of law. But the judge had granted a restraining order against the respondent and their agents or contractors from carrying out further demolition or creating third-party interest over properties located in the Ojileru Street, Oshosha Extension, Toluwa Alashe Street, within the Tesiwaju Ajumoni Community Development Area in Oworo. And he said that the squad, he linked it to something that happened 39 years ago in the case of the military governor of Lagos State versus Chief Emeka Odumegwu Ojukwu and others, where the Supreme Court had set a precedent against the disregard of due process and the rule of law. And he said, notwithstanding that, they went ahead and demolished.
But they started the compensation?
The people are saying without compensation.
Depending on what you have, they
didn't even receive any compensation.
No, they started. It is something people have received.
So meanwhile, the police command in Lagos.
It depends on what they have now.
No, it doesn't depend. I mean, if you're valuing, you value, you give me what
based
I can.
On
yes, you cannot value me and then
today.
It remains a displacement. So meanwhile, the police command in Lagos State has dismissed reports claiming armed officers attacked residents during the demolition. They said that there was no such thing. According to SP Abimbola Adebisi, who is the spokesperson to the police, he said the reports are false and maliciously intended to mislead public that they attacked anybody. She only clarified that officers were deployed solely to maintain order during the Lagos State government's demolition, which is the Environmental and Special Offences Task Force.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we'll move on to today's topics. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
From Lagos to the world, TVC Communications has been nominated for its very first international award, the prestigious AIB. It's a recognition of our voice, vision, innovation, and relentless drive to push beyond boundaries. TVC Communications, Nigerian excellence on the world stage.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to E-Splash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha. I know that.
I go shoot and for
You already know, guys. E-Splash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's E-Splash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced, even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
Our music and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith.
Believing in rain and harvest. Hope is the youth, unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow.
Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
To keep building, to keep hoping.
Now hope,
they carry us.
even when wahala they choke,
we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
It dey gist with us for buka.
no matter the gbege, our spirit in no fit scatter.
Hope, now that pikin where they read ABCD
And still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope na the mama wey dey fry akara, wey see the reason say
Tomorrow go soft for am.
Naija.
your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast, play smart, win big. We cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Thanks for staying with us. In a move that caught many by surprise, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced the sudden appointment of new service chiefs, reshaping the country's top military leadership without prior indication. The announcement has stirred a storm of reactions nationwide, while some Nigerians question the motive, linking it to the rumored coup plot and demanding explanations from the presidency. Others hail it as a bold and proactive step toward revitalizing Nigeria's security architecture. Critics argue that the abrupt shakeup raises questions about stability and continuity within the armed forces, but supporters insist it reflects the president's readiness to inject fresh energy and accountability into the nation's defense system. Joining us via Zoom is Captain Lukman Gidado, retired, a seasoned professional whose career spans military service, strategic consulting, research, and human capacity development. He'll be helping us unpack the implications of this unexpected military reshuffle. And you too can join the conversation on 02016-352013 or 0902416-3440. Or tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. But before we bring our guests to come and share with us what his thoughts are on the reshuffling of a very critical sector in our economy, I would like to hear what the ladies think about it. So it was a shock to me. First of all, I saw a news about a failed coup plan in one of, I think it was Sahara Reporters. I read it. I was like, when did this, which people, how did they, how and why did they plan such a thing? And according to the news, it was supposed to have happened on the 1st of October. And they said maybe that was why DSS got a wind of what was going to happen. That was why they moved the celebration. Remember, we didn't have a proper celebration with the pomp and pageantry like we used to have. I said, oh, could this be? And then they planned it another day, which also failed. And before we realized everything.
So this is routine. The Constitution provides powers that allows the president to appoint service chiefs. And routinely, based on anything, shake it or, reappoint them, as the case may be. And so I don't think there's something new. Okay. The presidency has not agreed publicly to any coup attempt. Okay. And so the information that they have given us is what we'll work with. True. Except that we did not have a October 1 parade.
For whatever reason.
For whatever reasons. And so we understand that the president was exercising his powers, but I would, on sitting here, agree that, I have not really felt the former service chief's efforts. Okay. I think that insecurity continued to thrive under their watch. We had bandits in different forms come up. The killings in Kwara State, for instance, just helplessly, unabated. Kidnapping. I had a family member kidnapped around Kogi. We are grateful to God that, she was released. Wow. But we paid. And, so a lot of other cases like that around the country that made me wonder, what are they waiting for? So when this happened, I think it was, after a review of the performance of the service chiefs and how security has thrived under them, that, I believe, personal opinion. But this shake-off does not really guarantee security. Yes, I think that intelligence must, come up. There must be improvement of logistics, the intelligence, interagency collaboration. Yeah. Because in some areas, what you have is NSCDC. I don't know whether they work in sync with each other. That one worries me. Particularly when the South, North Central, which is Kogi and Kwara State, insecurity started to come up. I didn't think that the military was the usual security on ground. I think it was NSCDC and all of the other security bodies. How well do they work to exchange intelligence? And you see why it was worrying me. The president retained the organ on intelligence within the military.
Even in this shake-up?
Even in the shake-up, he survived the shake-up. And so a lot of things don't settle down
very clear
with me. But we will see how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I think for me, first things first is that we've been on the security issue for the longest. I think if we're going to cast our mind back, it's been over 10 active years that we've had security checks in, check outs, and there's always one heart-wrenching story about insecurity every single day. Even if it's not by the hour, every day will not pass. There's no day that will pass in the last 10 years that it has not been very active. I think this is not unusual. It has happened before. Take them from here, put them here, take them from there, and replace them here. But ultimately, I think the goal is to have how would I put it now, is to have a working security system. But if you want to plan a working security system, the people in the security architecture, they must be able to do that job. So it boils down to the fact that is somebody negligent of their duty? Is somebody just feeding off the woes of Nigerians? Because even in the provision for budgeting, there's provision for security, which is usually adequate. But at the end of the day, the people at the forefront still complain lack of sophisticated weapons, lack of what's it called, support, lack of morale, and some of these deficits. Meanwhile, the top boys, the top men are sitting in the AC and, you know, just, it feels to us that they just gallivant with us and like, these people will survive anyhow. So yes, if this is a move to change, yes, I agree that it is needed. It is very necessary. We've seen some other countries who've had coup plot and it has failed. It didn't succeed. I don't think this is the right time for them to even want to plot a coup. What have they been looking at since? And now that we think that we have a president in place, that we are trying to look at his tenure to say if the economy will be stable. I think the only major deficit we have been facing is still this security. So the next people that have been appointed, or the service chiefs that have been appointed, they should roll up their sleeves and tend to do the job. We have read too many things. Rhetorics have kept coming, symposiums, conferences on security, and it feels like we're all still going in circles. So if yes, the president feels that the onus is on them to do the job, it's left for them to prove Nigerians right or wrong if they are actually deserving of the position that has been given to them.
Okay.
Yes, okay. For me, the idea of coup shocked me, but didn't shock me. It shocked me because I felt like Nigeria has sort of displayed a high level of stability with our democracy, and we've had the military seem to be quietly handling the myriads of security challenges that we're facing. So why would we be thinking, why would the military be thinking of coup? You have not even finished handling banditry, kidnapping, all of those stuff, the terrorism and all that. So what could come to your mind? But we also know that there's been military juntas in Africa. Like over the past 1 or 2 years, we've had several countries from Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Sudan, all of them moving from democracy to military. But there's a peculiarity to those democracies. The democracy where the president has been there for a very, very long time. So I feel like Nigeria's democracy is strong. We might not like the politician in power or the political party, but at least every election, there is handover. What worried me, though, was the fact that there was such a strong sense of a coup attempt that would make the government downplay our independence ceremony. So it must have been strong enough indication. And about 60 people within the hierarchy of military have been affected by this shake-up. Because once somebody beneath you is promoted, you are sort of eased out. My thought is we need fresh blood in our military. So I would not complain about the shake-up. Many of us have complained that we've seen the president's impact in many areas. We've seen president's impact with works. We've seen it with the road construction around Nigeria. We've seen president's impact in economy. There is major stability in the naira and our exchange. It's dropped. We've seen agri food dropping, but I can't say that we've seen significant reduction in insecurity within Nigeria. We still have a lot of crises going on, especially the one within Benue. The middle belt of Nigeria is having major crises every other day. They are killing some people, killing ethnic cleansing, all sorts happening.
To the west,
we are in the news negatively.
Even in the east.
The global audience are saying that it is a Christian fight, which we know it isn't. It is an insecurity fight. So this, for me, is a much needed change. For whatever spurred the change, we need change. We need a new, fresh insight.
Fresh ideas.
And sometimes older people might not take younger ideas, because in the military system, obey before complain. Whatever order you're giving is
a hierarchy.
So it's hierarchy. So if the older ones, the hierarchical thoughts has not brought us increased security, then we should, this new architecture that is being implemented, I'm hoping that there will be fresh ideas on how we are tackling the insecurity challenges, how we're tackling banditry, and almost every region of Nigeria has a different form of security challenge that needs to be dealt with in different ways.
Where the conversation for state policing comes in.
We need to be careful. You know, military is something about, just as you mentioned, about hierarchy. When a clearing, a shake-up causes a clearing of all the higher officers, we might lose knowledge. We might also lose morale of the younger military officers if they feel that this is a politically motivated thing. And you know how everything, you have to know somebody that knows the president. And because this is entirely the president's prerogative. And you need the morale of the soldiers on ground boosted. You also need knowledge such that at least with a promotion and a retirement, there's handing over of knowledge to some extent.
There's a flow.
There's a flow. If you just clear them, they might just be going with the knowledge, and the new officers will take time to get abreast of things.
The reason for the clearing
might just be, let it not be
Yes.
Some of them go back
I want to say that I agree with what you ladies have said, but I don't think we lack fresh ideas. I just think we lack political will to do what is needed.
Thank you.
When you have conversations with many of these people in positions of power, you realize that they know what to do. But the system is so screwed in a way that there's a form of sabotage that's happening.
Always.
And they know that this is what is happening.
That's the meal
but they
of the
cannot,
day.
I'm telling you, you cannot come out categorically to say this is where we have been sabotaged. They have intelligence, they have equipment, they deploy when they want to deploy, when they want to use it. But many of the times, why we don't see the sort of results we're expected to see is because there's deep sabotage within. So me, it's not about clearing out all the heads and bringing the fresh people that you are bringing to take up those positions. Are they ready?
Why
are
not
you sure they're not corrupted?
investigate sabotage?
Thank you.
So when under the former president Buhari, there were calls for I think Major General Buratai.
I'm sorry. We have to go on a commercial break so that when we come back, we'll bring in our guests for more insights. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Little Buddy. From Lagos to the world, TVC Communications has been nominated for its very first international award, the prestigious AIB. It's a recognition of our voice, vision, innovation, and relentless drive to push beyond boundaries. TVC Communications, Nigerian excellence on the world stage.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to eSplash. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Helper. I know that.
I go shoot out for you.
You already know, guys. eSplash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's eSplash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced, even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
Our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith.
Believing in rain and harvest. Hope is the youth unafraid to rise, rewriting the story of our tomorrow. Hope is us, millions of voices refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
To keep building, to keep hoping.
na hope.
They carry us.
Even when wahala dey choke, we stand gidigba.
Hope they waka with us for downfall.
They gist with us for buka.
No matter the gbege, our spirit e no fit scatter.
Hope na that pikin where they read ABCD and still get ogbonge dream for hearts.
Hope na the mama where they fry akara, we see the reason say
tomorrow go soft for am.
Naija,
your freedom na promise.
Say hope go always come, no matter wetin happen.
Think fast.
Welcome back. We're still talking about the overhaul of the military architecture of Nigeria, and we have a guest on the line. Our guest is Captain Lukman Gidado. Captain Lukman, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
how are you doing today?
Yeah, we're doing amazing. Thank you so much. So I'm sure you've heard us, talk a bit about what happened, and I like to ask you what you make of the timing of the sudden change in the military architecture. Did you think there was any visible sign that the president was not satisfied with the previous service chiefs? Was there anything that gave us a clue that he was not satisfied before he made this major change?
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to state that Section 218 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended 1999, clearly gave the president, who also doubles as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the power to appoint and change service chiefs at his own discretion.
Okay.
So for me, the change in service chiefs, first and foremost, there's this social media noise that it was because of the coup rumor. I would like to state that the issue of coup, Nigeria as a country have grown past that era.
Okay.
Many people mentioning coup, they don't even understand what it takes, the nitty-gritty, what is expected, what do you need to have in place before you can stage a successful coup. We have passed that era. You must have a handful of the military in support at your disposal. So since the entrenchment of Fourth Republic, I think the military has grown to the point of staying focused to the constitutionally duty, which is to maintain the territorial integrity of Nigeria.
Okay.
Institutions have grown, and I does not believe that they were changed because of any rumor of coup. So people just start talking about coup. No, we've grown that past era. There is always the need to bring and inject fresh ideas.
Okay.
While emphasizing the fact that the past service chiefs, led by General Christopher Musa, contributed their part and contributed immensely towards safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, General Christopher Musa brought about a paradigm shift. The Office of Chief of Defense Staff in the last decade has been known to be a silent office. But look at General C.G. Musa. He was eloquent, pragmatic, interested in troops' welfare, always clamoring for the enhancement of troops' welfare. So to a large extent, the service chiefs, they have done their bit in contributing to the Nigerian security architecture. So President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his discretion, in accordance with the power saddled with the responsibility according to the Constitution of changing service chief, felt the need, is high time to inject new ideas.
Okay.
Not that the outgone service chief have done woefully or done badly in any way. And as a matter of fact, the presidency was very, very strategic to ensure continuity and retention. Lieutenant General Oluyede has been elevated to the rank of, to the position of Chief of Defense Staff. And equally, Major General Odiande, the Chief of Military Intelligence, was also retained for retention purpose. So the three senior officers that are being brought on board, the Chief of Army Staff, Major General W. Shaibu, the newly appointed Chief of Air Staff and Chief of Naval Staff. I can tell you categorically that I was privileged to serve with Major General W. Shaibu. He was the Commander 22 Armor Brigade, Special Armor Brigade in Bama. And we operated together around Sambisa General area as a brigade commander of 22 Special Armor Brigade then in 2020. You could see Brigadier General then, leading the war.
Captain, because of time, let's get in a few more questions from the other ladies.
So, from the conversation, at least the way you introduced the conversation, you seem to go against our thoughts with a lot of vote of confidence for the military chiefs that were just reshuffled. And that's very refreshing because you are a retired captain. So my question to you is, based on the fact that you feel the previous military chiefs did well, why do a lot of Nigerians still feel, like I mentioned earlier, that we have a lot of insecurity challenges? And what would be different? What would you expect differently from the new service chiefs that are coming in?
Okay. I would like to state that if there is no security in Nigeria, you will not be sitting down in your studio today. So, yes, you will not be sitting down in your studio.
Wow.
I agree.
So to a large extent, let us appreciate the military, the police, and other security agencies.
Okay.
They are contributing their quota towards ensuring that the security of lives and property in Nigeria. But it's high time we disassociate ourselves with everything we see on social media. The social media is like an ungoverned space whereby everybody goes there, both unpatriotic Nigeria and people with intentions that we don't know. Their intention, they are happy always, painting the Nigerian nation in a bad light. But the security agencies are actually doing their best. They are doing their best. So for these new service chiefs, what we should expect better, and what I want to clamor for, is that we cannot be solving new problems using old tactics.
Okay.
Insecurity issues keep evolving. For them to be more successful and to further maintain the territorial integrity of Nigeria, there are factors that they need to put in place. Firstly, the issue of troops welfare. The troops welfare is an issue that, to a large extent, if properly addressed, we go a long way towards ensuring that the troops give in their best. Not only that, armament, combat enablers. It's high time we go the technological way. According to Professor Babagana Zulum of Borno State, he stated, and I quote, that the Boko Haram terrorist groups have started using drones, armed drones. So it's high time the Nigerian military should start thinking in that direction. In this era of terrorism, insurgency, and a whole lot of insecurity issues that we have, you don't expect our troops to be going on patrol or combat operations using soft-skin vehicles. They are supposed to be using hard-skin vehicles, armored tank, MRAPs, and a host of others. Sadly, there was the Nigerian Army recorded the death of a commanding officer in a week or 2 weeks ago, Lieutenant Colonel Paiko. From the circumstances that led to the death of the senior officer, it was gathered that the senior officer was ambushed. I think if we brought about the paradigm shift, the military and the government should start. We cannot be solving, new evolving threats using a soft-skin vehicle, using a motorcycle, using
outdated equipment
that are soft-skin, outdated equipment. Yeah. So we should evolve technology. Sometimes from your defensive location. If you are going technology, we have drones. Drones will scan the adversary's enclave, and you can start launching them from your own defensive location. You don't have to go and look for them. Once we go technology, it will go a long way towards ensuring that our troops actually are able to, take out this adversary. So welfare, technology, and also the need for inter-agency collaboration. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the military should see themselves as one. We've passed the era whereby the Army wants to show that I'm the one that is more relevant. The Air Force is showing that I'm the one that is more relevant. There should be synergy within the military, in conjunction with the police, the DSS, and other security agencies. All these security agencies have one mandate, and the mandate is protection of life and properties.
True.
So when one security agency is trying to outshine others, I think
they won't work together.
It not mean well.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you for that, Captain.
I think for me, I would also I also share your sentiment of healthy collaboration, because there are times that, before I take my questions, there are times that you see that you're driving on the road, the military is having an argument with the police, they are fighting and sometimes beating each other, up, and somebody is showing muscle and power. So I like the fact that, of course, healthy collaboration is needed. I'd like to pick your brain, sir. I have seen the portfolio of the new service chiefs. I had gone through some of their portfolios and their profiles. Are you evidently telling us that we are going to see a change of who they are reflecting in the jobs that they have been given? Because I said that some of them, I think one of our generals, his operational experience includes Operation Harmony or Operation Lafia Dole and some other operations that he has been able to record success on. And so these portfolios, how robust they look, is begging my curiosity to say, are they going to bring this on board?
Is it going
because
to reflect?
After a while, we often see laxity. Like, oh, I think the energy from the beginning has dropped a bit. Are we going to see this effect of their portfolio and profile in their new jobs?
Before you respond, Captain, we'll take a short break. When we'll come back, you give us your response. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
My day was play smart, win big, we cash. The game show where every contestant gets the opportunity to win money. No long waits, no dull moments. Just quick questions, quick moves, and free cash. Every second counts, every answer pays, and everyone walks away a winner. Are you fast enough for quick cash? Scan the barcode on your screen, and you just might get a chance to take your shot at instant fortune. Quick Cash, showing Mondays and Fridays on TVC Entertainment.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire.
Welcome back. We're still discussing the overhaul in the security architecture of the country, and we still have our guest, Captain Lukman Gidado, retired, in the building. Did you get the question Dami had asked earlier?
Yeah, of course, yes. I think the summary of the question is asking me that does the credentials of the newly appointed service chiefs enough justification for them to do well?
Yeah, fantastic.
Is that correct?
Yes,
please.
Okay. It's not a function of credentials. It's a function of them having the expertise, the capacity, and the capability to actually bring about the desirable change that we need in the Nigerian security architecture. The service chiefs cannot do it alone. They cannot do it alone. Security is everybody's business. They have a whole lot to do leading the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. No doubt about that. But there's need for the political will. If the political will is there, this will serve as a catalyst towards the armed forces as a whole doing better. In terms, provision of equipment, provision of welfare, interagency collaboration are issues that I've raised earlier. That if all these are properly addressed, then you will see the service chiefs, actually delivering the mandate they have been given. Also, I want to emphasize on something which is very, very crucial. With utmost respect to the leadership of the Ministry of Defense, the current leadership, with utmost respect to them, I want to suggest to the federal government that, take for example, the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Works. These are people that their portfolio resonates with their expertise, with their background. For instance, with my own background, you want to give me a minister, and you are giving Minister for Agriculture. Of course, I'll be able to bamboozle my way around it, by having special advisor, technical assistant. But that will be a different ball game if that is my background. So I think sensitive ministries such as the Ministry of Defense requires people with sound background in security and defense management, military logistics. And if this is done, it will equally go a long way, towards entrenching and bringing about the desirable change that we want. If, for instance, by virtue of my background, you made me the Minister of Defense, I know where to get the problems. If I'm going for my oversight duty or performing my constitutional role, I will not stop at the level of the DIF or brigade and listen to whatever the GOC and the brigade commander is telling me that these are the problems. The problems are in the field. You go to the field, go and meet the commanders in the field. The commander in the field are second lieutenant, lieutenant captain, major, lieutenant colonel, and others, and the soldiers. So if I'm stopping at the DIF level, the brigade level, hearing what the brigade commander or the general officer commanding telling me that these are the problems, and I take it that way, I'm missing the point. Let me go to, I will tell you, take me to the field.
We got you,
Who's
Captain.
the commander of the field?
Okay, Captain, let's get another question in.
Okay, sir. As a former retired captain, sorry, my apologies. How do you think the morale is within the military right now? How do you see them? Do you think they're well motivated to continue working? And with this shake-up, how do you think it affects their morale?
The shake-up in the military is not a new phenomenon. The day you are appointed service chief, you should be ready that, okay, maybe the following day you might be removed.
Hey, that's scary.
Excuse me. Okay. So why am I saying this? There are other officers that we need to bring on board.
Are you there, Captain?
I think they talk.
I think we lost
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah, he's back.
I think it's the network.
Yes, I think so.
So the day you are appointed service chief, you should be ready that anything can happen the following day. So to avoid career stagnation, we have a whole lot of senior officers who can also be brought on board, and they will contribute their quota. There are, social media noise that many generals will be told to go on retirement because of this change. This is not a new phenomenon. It is normal, and it will not leave any gap within the military.
Okay.
Those they are bringing on board, or the president have appointed, they have served minimum of 30 years or thereabout. So there's no any gap. It's a military tradition that once service chiefs have been removed, those that are their classmates or their seniors in service have to automatically go on voluntary retirement.
Wow.
So
that's the system.
That's the system. Those that don't understand the dynamics of the military or the armed forces are the ones, talking about what they are not knowledgeable about.
Okay, Captain. So I have a final question for you before we let you go. So what do you think the immediate priorities of the military and the service chiefs should be now that they have been newly appointed? And what do you think success will look like in the next 100 days for the new service chiefs?
Okay, the new service chiefs are coming on board in an era whereby we have multifaceted and multidimensional skills in Nigeria.
Okay.
I said earlier that the outgone Chief of Defense Staff have set a pedestrian whereby the current service chief, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Oluyede, can catalyze and capitalize on and even make it better. They are coming at a time whereby Nigerians are expecting that there will be a whole lot of improvement in terms of security issues in Nigeria. So what I would advise is that, and I encourage all Nigerians to expect, is that interagency collaboration is something that they should not joke with.
Okay.
They should make it more robust, not only within the armed forces, with other security agencies.
Okay. Collaboration.
Welfare of troops, technologically driven operations, and both kinetic and non-kinetic approach to warfare are issues that are of paramount importance. You cannot say just to take off or take out enemy. Interested in looking at the root cause, what actually in the first place brought about these issues of insurgency, terrorism, and other plethora of insecurity issues. And to a large extent, I can attest to the fact that the Nigerian military, when it comes to civil military coordination and collaboration, it is not something the armed forces takes for granted. You will see the military, bringing about community impact project across board. It's very hard for you to see a community whereby the military is operating and they don't try to, add value to the lives of the people around the general area. This will go along towards winning the heart and mind of the people within that general area. So these are issues that I expect the newly appointed service chiefs to work on. They should work together as one body, understanding the fact that the military and other security agencies have one mandate, and the mandate is to ensure the territorial integrity of Nigeria and protections of life and property for all and sundry.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Captain Lukman Gidado, retired, for joining us to share your insights on the service chiefs, the newly appointed service chiefs, and wish them all the best in their new appointments. We expect to see, something to talk about positively in the next 100 days of their being in office. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, ladies, for your questions and contributions. That's all we can take on this segment. When we'll come back, we'll move on to another segment of the show. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Every clash of ideas begin the same way. Differences could be a disagreement,
Two voices, two views, standing apart.
or an argument.
A battle to win, to prove, or to conquer.
Both are born from differences. One can open the door to respect,
Sound, are you ready?
and the other close it with fire. Two perspectives, but one big issue.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good to go. So do we argue to fight or disagree to understand?
3, 2, 1, we are live.
This is the big...
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke. My name is Uwi Balogun.
My name is Damilola Banire.
My name is Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail. And I dare on top your view pigeon. I'm going to bring you bass, boost.
I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
You no go see am again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy small thing, don't vex, don't give him signs.
If they look for person wey go give am to you, fact as e be. Men no dey ever get fault. If baby no dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we know say if we open curtain in the morning, wetin no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We no even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria.
From Lagos to the world, TVC Communications has been nominated for its very first international award, the prestigious AIB. It's a recognition of our voice, vision, innovation, and relentless drive to push beyond boundaries. TVC Communications, Nigerian excellence on the world stage.
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to Eastland. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha. I know that. Then we know rest.
I go shoot out for you.
Welcome back. Nigeria's electoral space has entered a new chapter with the appointment and swearing in of Professor Joash Ojo Amuputan as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. His emergence comes at a critical time when public trust in the electoral process is under intense scrutiny and calls for reform are louder than ever. While many Nigerians are hopeful that his leadership will restore confidence and drive long-awaited reforms within the commission, others are cautious, questioning whether INEC under new management can truly deliver free, fair and credible elections in the face of mounting political pressure and logistics. What are your thoughts on this? Joining us from our Abuja studio is Mr. Ezenwa Nwagu, a respected voice on electoral governance and civic advocacy. He is the Executive Director of the Peering, Advocacy and Advancement Center in Africa, PACA, and a long-standing champion of democratic accountability in Nigeria. Welcome to the show, sir. You can also join the conversation and call us on 0902416344. Or tweet us using the hashtag YourViewTVC so we can, take your tweets. Welcome, sir, Mr. Ezenwa. Are you there?
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome to the show, sir. So, what's your first impression of Professor Amuputan's appointment as INEC chairman?
Well, to be honest with you, I have no impression. And the reason is because I'm pushing for more of institutional thinking than the building of personality cults that I've seen over time. And how that has not helped, whether it is election or governance. The personalization of power comes from our military past, where we think an individual carries the magic wand. Professor Amuputan will be coming to work with 12 other national commissioners that he did not appoint, that are not his surrogates, that are not his boys or girls. He's going to be working with 37 resident electoral commissioners that he did not appoint, that are not his surrogates. He's going to be working with 37 administrative staff who are like what we call head of service of the states where they are working in. They are the non-political appointees. They are the career people. He's going to be working with 774 electoral officers who head INEC in the 774 local governments across the country. He's going to be working with close to 15,000 permanent INEC staff that include directors and other staff. And for a general election, he will work with over 1 million ad hoc staff, which includes now vice chancellors and other academics who will work as returning officers and collation officers. So his ability to navigate these, structure and manage it properly will be his first very important call. And the reason I say this is because oftentimes we place a lot of premium on
the personality,
the individual, waving this magic wand and then commanding outcomes. But that's not what the INEC structure permits. The INEC committees, there will be committee, you have a national commissioner in charge of operations, you have a national commissioner in charge of voter education and information, you have the one in charge of EOM and party monitoring. All of these committees working together produce whatever outcomes that we see in our electoral process. And your opener is something that I also have tried to challenge. I think that language is also important for institutional building. When we say restore confidence, we need to be clear who we are listening to. I would want to say improve confidence. Because partisans for a competitive and divisive enterprise like elections, partisans use different kind of language. The people who won the election cannot be talking about improving, cannot be talking about restoring, rebuilding. They will be talking about, how do we, because they benefited, and that is how partisans look at processes. The other side will say nothing worked. So Amupiton will have to be very clear about consolidation, about consultation, and then looking at those things that went well in the electoral process and see how he can improve upon them for better, better election administration. And those things that didn't go well, how can we tweak it to improve? And like I also keep saying, we are people in a hurry. Once something doesn't go well, we don't allow innovations to mature. We don't allow anything we throw into the process because we want quick outcomes. But this is not a microwave. Election administration is not a microwave thing. It takes time. It matures. Some of the things we complain about, the Electoral Act 2022 was 1 year old when we used it to conduct the 2023 election. And the outcome that we got from it should be a learning curve rather than the kind of full stop that we put to it, and we want to just quickly move into new things that eventually we may even come back to the things that we jettisoned earlier. So for me, it's an institutional thinking rather than building of.
Thank you, Mr. Ezenwa. Let's get in a few more questions. You so much, Thank you. That was well explained.
Awesome. Mr. Babu, I like the nuance, the positive spin with which you urged us to be critical thinking in how we approach our democracy. I loved it. Thank you so much for that wisdom. There's a lot of reforms being done within the National Assembly towards the election, the electoral reforms. There's also the question of what reforms would you want the new INEC chairman to do, based on how we know that it's beyond him. It's an institution. What reforms do you believe he should implement? And what reforms do you think the National Assembly should be putting in place based on the ones you've heard they are working on so far to strengthen the institution of INEC to deliver democracy consistently?
Thank you. So election has election and electoral issues has a pyramid. Sitting topmost at that pyramid is the EMB, the Electoral Management Body. And then you then have the politicians who are the beneficiaries of our efforts. Then you have security agencies. Then you have the electorates. You have civil society, which also includes the media. And then non-governmental organizations, meaning traditional rulers, faith-based organizations, all play a role. So for the EMB, the first thing, like I said, is to widen consultations. The outgone commission had quarterly consultations with the media, the civil society, and the political parties and security agencies. I think that consultation needs to be widened more to bring in other, very important stakeholders within the election format who can make contributions. Reforms must not always be legislative. There are attitudinal reforms that needs to come to play for the politicians, and we give them a lot of comfort. To be honest with you, 60-70% of the shenanigan that takes place in our electoral process are done by the politicians who are completely absent from any conversation about reform. Indeed, their focus is to subvert whatever reform that you put in place. And even the National Assembly, where you go to for these reforms, are dominated by the politicians. And so they leave gaps and openings that makes it that every time you finish an election, you have to come back to the National Assembly for new call for reforms. You know, so attitudinal, what can we talk to the politicians? Who does the vote by?
The politicians.
Who corrupts the electoral officials?
The politicians.
Who introduces violence and siege mentality into the electoral process?
Politicians.
Okay. Can they have a conversation within themselves to change their attitude towards how they subvert the reforms that we have put in place? The voters that are ready to be induced and compromised have a role to play. The security agents who will have to escort these materials will, when they compromise, there is a challenge in terms of punctuality index for elections. The vendors who provide the vehicles that the Independent National Electoral Commission uses will have to have a different attitude than where they are paid to come deliver a service. When the time gets for them to deliver the service, they renege on the memorandum of understanding that they have entered. So these are attitudinal challenges that you have to put in one place. For the legislation, we need to expand the democratic space. Women are talking about reserved seats. They are talking about the fact that it is indeed.
Mr. Ezenwa, I'd like to pause you there for a minute, so that when we come back from the short break, we'll continue the conversation. Do stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly...
In 3, 2, 1, we are live.
Welcome to Eastland. I'm on the black carpet, and of course, it's Jubril of Lagos.
Well, that's it on Socialville.
When I say, I dare fool.
You already have Destiny Alpha. I know that.
I go shoot on for you.
You already know, guys. Eastflash can be the best of entertainment, the best of energy, best of everything you need to get your day going.
It's Eastflash every weekday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. on TVC Entertainment.
Keeping hope alive.
We are the drumbeats that refuse to be silenced, even when the rhythm falters.
We are the green that refuses to fade.
And the white that dares to shine.
Hope is not a stranger here.
It lives in our markets,
our music, and our streets.
Every dawn in Nigeria is proof that tomorrow is still worth fighting for.
Hope is a child in the classroom, eyes wide, with dreams bigger than walls.
Hope is the farmer planting seeds in faith.
Believing in rain and harvest.
Hope is the youth unafraid to rise,
rewriting the story of our tomorrow. Hope is us, millions of voices
refusing to give up on the promise of this land.
Nigeria, our independence is not just history.
It is a call to keep believing,
to keep building, to keep hoping.
Now hope
they carry us.
Even when wahala they choke, we stand.
Welcome back. We're still discussing the new INEC, appointment, and also the electoral reform and electoral institution of Nigeria as a whole. We have Mr. Ezenwa Nwago. Mr. Ezenwa, are you still there?
I'm here.
Yes, you were talking about the women reserved seats before we went on a short break, and I'd like you to finish that thought.
Yes, so I want to see, and I think quite a good chunk of Nigerians want to see more women in our legislature. The current statistics is demeaning. it diminishes us as a people that we will be having 4.7%. Women in our legislature. I think that is not fair. So I think they should prioritize expanding that space in a way that this underserved category of Nigerians are brought into not just decision process, but in the lawmaking process. Like somebody have said, there are things that are very women-centered that only women can interface and engage with.
Yeah, we agree.
People talk about competence, capacity. It's not as if those who are there, the men have any more competence or capacity. So we should raise those arguments. They should factor those in. Those of you who are working, in as journalists, those of us in civil society, medical people, members of the armed forces who cannot vote on election day when they are on duty, we need early voting. We need to be able to prioritize early voting so that this category of Nigerians can be captured into the electoral net.
Amazing.
We need to also remove the bottlenecks around diaspora voting. I think that is important. And then more importantly is to see what we do with Section 65. Section 65 talks about upload of results. That is going on right now, but that's not sufficient. We need to talk about electronic collation, electronic collation of results.
Okay.
This whole idea of carrying ballot box from one local government to the state and all of that, we can put away all that and see how we create a digital platform that is secured, that is able to move these results from one point
to the other.
To the order.
Thank you, Mr. Nwangu. Let's get a few more questions
we can also begin to talk about inmates. People who are in prison, who are awaiting trial, who have not been convicted. We must create a space to
for them to be able to vote. That's interesting. I never thought about it.
IDP voting as well.
Go ahead.
So I'd like to ask you, okay, Nima.
Yes, the House Committee on the Electoral Act are looking to amend the 2022 Electoral Act already. You mentioned just earlier that it was just a year old when we had the elections, and we were so critical of some of the reforms not being met by the institution called INEC. What do you think about these new amendments that they are proposing now, particularly the one that looks to move the election 6 months forward?
To be honest with you, anybody who is making that proposal probably does not even understand Nigeria. In the sense that timing is a call for anarchy. I think we should stay in our February dates and maintain it, because those were part of the things. There is some kind of, in terms of, clearly that every February you are having election, you can plan towards it. Once you start all these amendments, the motive is still yet not clear. For me as an individual and for many people that I've had conversations with, I think that proposal is ill-timed.
Okay, my question will bother on the appointment of Professor Amokwito. And do you think that his appointment would inspire public confidence? And at this period where I think Nigerians have lost total trust in the electoral system, looking at the election of the previous election, we know that there's a huge deficit of trust, and some of these things you've also mentioned. So my second question is, how should the new INEC chairman build public trust within his commission?
Okay, have lost total confidence. I think that's very unstatistical in terms of, that's my personal view. I think that for institutional building, we don't need to use those kind of language, because election, like I said, is a very divisive enterprise, is a competitive enterprise, and people come to it with different attitudes. There are people who come with a winner takes all. If it's not me, then everything that happened there is not good. For those of us who are working from the sides, we have to be looking at what went well, what didn't go well. If you ask me, if you had a 2023 election that gave you the most diversified National Assembly since our return to democracy. When I mean diversified, I'm talking about where you have, in quote, 40% opposition political parties winning, membership into the House of Representatives, and 22% in the Senate. Those opposition political parties, in a winner-takes-all kind of election that we saw in 2003 and 2027, you are not going to have that kind of opposition percentage in the legislature. In that 2023 election, the president of the country, who appointed the INEC chairman, lost election in his home state, Katsina, in the presidential election. He lost in Kaduna State, where he commands a cult image in the presidential election. The PDP and an incumbent governor who was an APC governor was in that state when APC lost election in Kaduna State. The president lost election in the Villa, and also an opposition senator is representing the only senatorial seat in FCT. Seven governors lost, incumbent governors lost election to come to the Senate, and most of these governors were APC governors. The current president of Nigeria, lost presidential election in Lagos State, where his party is the dominant political party, and lost in Osun State, where it is said he has a relationship. So the point that I'm making is that for an election to be said to be fair, it has to be competitive. It has to be credible. And the thresholds for this is clearly whether opposition political parties are able to win election. If you talk about integrity, there are other considerations for integrity. The vote buying that you saw in 2023 was not done by the Independent Electoral Commission. It is in the square environment of the politicians who buy votes. The other things that undermined that election are clearly in the domain of the politicians. And like I keep saying, we give them a lot of comfort. We don't like to call them out. If they embrace reform, attitudinal reform, the work of the EMB will be a bit lessened. So for Amupiton, when you continue to say, what magic will Amupiton do? He has 20 innovations that the last commission, quiet innovations, that the last commission handed over to him. He should consolidate on them, improve on them, and make sure that the sanctions that have gone, where you have a professor or two professors that are in jail, I think in Akwa Ibom State, where you have Adamawa resident electoral commissioner, Sokoto resident electoral commissioner, and Abia State resident electoral commissioner suspended and sacked for their role in undermining elections. Those things are the things that should inspire confidence, and those are the things that he should uphold. Consequence management is important. He should improve the welfare, working condition of the people who conduct these elections. If you conduct an election that brings governors, that brings president, and your salary cannot take you home, when the politicians come to induce them, they become willing, and there is no sermon, there is no English that you are going to speak, that they are going to listen to. So we need to improve the working conditions of folks who work within the electoral management body in a way that can build a guardrail against the onslaught of inducement that comes from our politicians who are completely absent from any conversation around reforms.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ezenwa. I like how you started, your analogy in the beginning, when you talked about the fact that we need to pay more attention to the structures and systems instead of the personality of, our leaders. And aside from the fact that we're talking about INEC, I'd like you to give us an idea on how we can, better strengthen our systems and, structures with INEC and also every other aspect of, our leadership in this country, where we now have very strong structures and systems that can help uphold democracy, aside from just putting all our, hope on single individuals across board. Okay,
let me start with where you are in the studio now. You have a script there no matter how excited you are about the conversation that you are having, when it is time to go for break, you go for break.
Yes, sir.
No matter how excited you are about the conversation, when it is time to close the conversation,
You close it.
you close the conversation.
Yes,
because there is a system that checks you, that does not allow you to use your discretion. The challenge that we have is that many times we have built a system that is built on the whims and caprices of individuals rather than laws and systems. So if you like, you change the goalposts in the middle of the match, and people who will respond to it from is it the first time it's happening? After all, the Igbo man did it, the Yoruba man did it. The other person did it. So why is it now that it is the turn of the Igbo that you are saying
want to do it?
So we throw in ethnicity, we throw in religion, we throw in such other antediluvial, considerations to undermine systems. If you travel out of this country in many places, if you violate traffic rule, you don't say sorry. There is no sorry. There is nothing like a beg and in a hurry, I'm going to somewhere. A ticket is given to you. If you like, don't pay. If you like, pay. There are systems. Here, you don't know where I live. My house does not have an address. Even when it has an address, it is not connected to anything. If I beat traffic, I go away. There is no system. There is no CCTV. There is nothing. So we are systemless people.
Ew.
And so governance will be such that it will be on the whims and caprices of the people
leaders
who run it. If you go to our churches, they announce to you that service will start by 8 a.m. and close by 10. When it is 10 o'clock, they extend it to 12, and you say, we have a long service. Let us, it's the Holy Spirit
led us.
There is no respect for time. There is no respect for system. So if we become a system-minded people, we will not be worshiping heroes. We will not be too much interested in heroes. Listen, look at the appointment of Amupiton, for instance. The president nominates. When the president nominates, he nominates the resident electoral commissioners, nominates the elect. Then the security, the secret police of Nigeria will do a vetting. That vetting is not open to anybody, whether the people that were vetted were suitable for appointment or not. From there, it goes to it goes to the Council of State. The Council of State says Amupiton is fit unanimously. Then you go to the National Assembly, where you have Committee on Defense and Intelligence, you have Committee on Special Fraud, you have Committee on Electoral Matters, all looking at this candidate, this nominee. And they come out with a result that says he's fit to be nominated. He's fit. They screened somebody who is a ministerial appointment, and the minister went through all of this process. And today, we have found out that he has fake results. If these systems, these oversight institutions, we are working the way they should, we will not be having the kind of challenges that we have. So my take is that we are not a system people. We are emotional. We are very emotional. We draw into things that diminishes us as a people, religion, ethnicity. But leadership, governance, hunger, starvation do not have tribal marks. They don't know the church that you attend.
They don't have
so
emotions.
We need to have a system where whoever comes into it, good or bad man, fits into that system, doesn't do anything that he likes, but works according to script, just like, those of you beautiful, delectable women are running in the studio there. That is the kind of system that we should have.
Thank you so much. That was excellently put.
You deserve
excellently put, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today to share your insights. And we recognize the big brain that you are. Doing PhDs, not Bs, You were able to break it down critically and give us a better understanding of the situation at large. And thank you so much, ladies, for being beautiful today and asking the right questions and giving the brainy questions and all of that. Mr. Ezenwa, that's all we can take on the show today. Thank you for joining us. We hope to have you from time to time to share with us your insights on different topical and political issues. That's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow for another interesting show. Bye-bye now.